Today, I want to talk to you about growing your business and how we can use AI to accelerate that growth. But before we can get into that side of it, we really need to understand what has happened over the past few years and what AI has done to our traditional sales funnel. If you think about it, a traditional sales funnel, everybody understands it's that upside down triangle. To paint the picture, maybe we have three different sections to our sales funnel, right? So the top of the funnel, it's much wider. That's the beginning process. So what does that really look like from a sales standpoint? Well, that's the consumer going to Google, putting in some general keywords to search for a property. Maybe it's not even a property that they're searching for. Maybe it's just a little bit of high level data, right? So an example of that might be what's the average home sale price for homes in a particular zip code? That's that kind of high level, we'll just say window shopper at that point, right? So as they start moving down through the funnel, they start getting a little bit more serious. So now maybe they're going back to Google and they're putting in a little bit more detail. What is the average home sale price in this particular zip code for a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath colonial? Right? So they're getting a little bit more serious, which means they're getting a little bit more detailed. Again, we're talking about a traditional sales funnel that no longer exists, by the way, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But now they're moving down through the funnel and they get to the bottom of the funnel, and that's where the business happens, right? That's where an agent typically becomes involved, and now they start working with that client, and the search detail becomes a lot more detailed. And a lot of times that happens between the consumer and the agent. Well, guess what? That entire process has been completely compressed by AI. AI has changed the sales funnel. It has shortened the process for the consumer. Why is that? Well, let me tell you. So what happens now, a consumer, instead of them going to Google and just putting in a basic couple of keywords to search something, and then maybe they go back and tweak that a little bit to find more results, the whole mindset has changed. AI has taken over, even in Google, right? If you go in there and search, what's the very first thing you get? You get the AI result, a summary citing the experts in the industry or whatever you're looking for, whatever your question was. You get those answers and it's citing who those experts are. So we're going to get to that in just a minute. So when you think about AI, so AI has expedited that process, again, shortened that process for the consumer. Now what does the consumer do? Well, most consumers are going over to their favorite AI platform. It may still be Google, but whatever platform they're using, they're going to that platform and they're giving it lots of detail. For lack of better words, it's a word vomit, right? They're like, hey, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom colonial, 2.5-bath. I want a 2-car garage. I want the neighborhood to have a nice walking path. I would like the neighborhood to have water access. I would like the neighborhood to have a nice playground available for my kids or grandkids or whatever it might be. They're giving lots and lots of detail to their AI platform, which has replaced traditional search. Okay, so what happens at that point is all of a sudden that process, that sales funnel again shrinks. The process speeds up for the consumer. So my opinion is in today's market, today's real estate market, to be clear, I think things are moving a lot faster. I think technology is obviously driving that. I think the consumer is much more educated. They're able to find that particular neighborhood that they want on their own. They still are looking for that professional to guide them through the process. AI is good, but it is only so good. It's only as good as the questions and the prompts that you can provide to it. And there are limitations to what AI can do for you. So that professional is still needed, but the thing is, the consumer is coming to us a lot more educated. We as professionals need to understand that. We need to be educated ourselves. We need to be using AI to make sure we understand all those neighborhoods and what are the benefits and the amenities of those neighborhoods, right? So that is kind of what's happening out there and has been happening for over the past 18 to 24 months. How can you take advantage of that? Well, it's simple. AI will do most of the heavy lifting for you. You need to do things where AI can find you. Remember, I said a little bit ago about AI will cite the expert, the professional, whoever's answering the questions. They will cite that in their results, right? So if I go look and I word vomit and I give all these details about this house I'm looking for, it's going to deliver back to me as a consumer some recommendations. That's all part of what AI does. And it's going to say, we found John Doe, the agent here, who is an expert in this particular community. Why does AI think they're the expert? Because they have information online that AI can look at and then cite back to the consumer and say, this is who was able to answer the question, which means they're probably an expert. Are they? I don't really know. But I know how we can do a hack, and we can leverage AI to help us be those results, or be in those results, be cited as those results. So I talked a little bit about in a previous video about some of the basics of this, but let's go a little bit further. So if if you want to be that professional that AI says this is who you should talk to. So again, my name's Doug. So AI, I could position it so AI will recommend me in that particular neighborhood or that particular community or market or area or whatever your target is. But you need to have content. It's that simple. You need content. So blogs were a thing of the past. Well, guess what? AI has made them fresh again. Blogs are extremely important in AI results and who it's citing as the expert. So you need to be writing daily blogs. That's right, I said daily. This is not a once a month thing or even a once a week thing. You need to have a blog every single day, and that blog needs to be hyper focused. Now, the cool thing is you can just go over to your favorite AI platform and you can talk to AI. I like to talk to AI, and I would just say, go ahead and I need 5 blogs written on a particular community. Let's be specific about it. I need 5 blogs written on Pasadena, Maryland. Zip code is 21122. I need 5 blogs. I want you to pick 5 different waterfront, or I'm sorry, water access communities in Pasadena. Here's a cool thing, how I just made that mistake. Like, that's how we talk. Like, you literally can talk to AI like that and it'll figure it out. It'll figure out what you need to do. You don't need to hit restart and re-enter everything. You can just ramble on, and it'll figure out exactly what you're looking for. But you could say, generate me 5 blogs. I need it to be SEO, search engine optimized. I need it to be optimized for AI. I need it to be question based with answers associated with it. I wanted you to structure it in a bullet point format. AI likes bullet points. Formatted in a bullet point format, and put all this together for me. Use keywords. Again, make it very much AI and SEO optimized, so I can be cited as the expert. And you can ramble that just like that. And within a minute or two, AI will have all 5 blogs written for you. And now all you do is post them to your website. It's that simple. And then from there, you go back to AI and you talk to it again. All right, AI, whatever you name your AI. I don't have a name for mine yet. I should probably do that. A lot of people are doing that now, but we'll get to that another day. You can go back to AI and you can talk to your platform again and say, okay, out of those 5 blogs, here's what I need. I need you to break those down into smaller posts that I can now add to my Google profile, or I'm sorry, Google business profile post section, right? So what's AI doing? AI is going out to the internet. When somebody puts essentially a search into AI, it's going out to the internet to find whatever information it can find. And if it finds your website and your blog because you've got that question that that person just asked, and you, by the way, you've got the answer in there too. Remember bullet points? You have all of that listed out. And then, oh, by the way, not only is it on your website, but you also have Google business profile post that addressed similar topics, questions, and answers and broke them down real simple. You want to make it easy for AI to cite your content in the results. And then you can do that elsewhere on social media, LinkedIn, whatever business pages you interact with. You want to have that stuff posted wherever you can. And keep that consistent. When you do one blog, feed off of that, right? Use that blog to feed everything else, all these different arms. And all of a sudden, you now become the expert. So that's how we can leverage AI. That's what we can do to accelerate our business growth, because now all of a sudden you'll become the recommended agent in that particular community, neighborhood, city, market, whatever you want to call it. That's how we hack AI. And I love it. AI will help us actually hack the system and help you become the expert. But you got to be consistent. That's probably the most key thing here. If you didn't pick that up, it has to be every single day. It has to be daily. You have to be working AI daily. Set aside 30 minutes every morning, drink your coffee, and do this, what I said in AI, and let AI do all the heavy lifting and work for you. And then all you got to do is post it. Post it to your website, post it to Google profile, post it to LinkedIn, wherever you're going to post at, and get that content in there. So thanks for spending a few minutes with me. I hope this helps.